Let me start the session. We will be discussing about how a software is made. So before knowing anything about the software, how a software is made, first I would like to tell you about what is a software first of all. Okay, what is a software and what are the software is all about, how the software is made. So in this session we are going to discuss about the introduction of software. You can call it a web application also, or a web software which are being used online. Those are called web applications. We're going to discuss something about IDE, the framework in which a software is made. We're going to discuss about the database also, a very little introduction to the database. I'm going to show you all everything. Guys, please have some patience also. We're going to see some web controls also, means the controls which are being used to make a web application portal or a web application softwares. Samples of web portals, what are web portals, what are websites, what are web applications, and we're going to see the samples also. And I'm going to take you to the link also of Microsoft, from where you can download the framework in which the online application has been made. I'm going to take you to the link to the database also of MS SQL, which is Microsoft SQL Server, the latest one. And from there you can download the entire software and you're going to install it in your system. So first of all, let me share my screen first. Okay, I believe you all can see my screen. Guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first, let me tell you something. Do you all have any idea about the softwares? What are softwares? How it is been made? And how it is been made? Where it is used? Where are the softwares being used? I believe you all have visited any shop of a clothes shop or a shoe shop or any grocery, high-end grocery shop. So what have you seen over there? You might have seen that the retailer, the owner of the shop, after purchasing everything, gives you a bill, a computer-generated bill. I'm not talking about the persons who just write on a paper and give you the bill. I'm talking about a high-end grocery shops, kind of a mall, you can say, where you just go and purchase things and you get a computer-generated bill from a small printer, the thermal printer or a big printer, means you get a computer-generated bill. I believe we all have experienced this thing. So where this bill comes from, we can see the retailer. He never writes something on the bill. He just types few keys from keyboard and the entire bill comes out. So basically the purpose of web application, first let me tell you application softwares. The basic purpose of the software is to cut down the time, to reduce the time of any operation, of any work. Means if a person writes something on a register to maintain some records, it will take 4 to 5 hours. But in the same place, if a person uses an application, he doesn't have to write same thing again and again. So if a person doesn't have to enter the same thing again and again, the software itself gives him an option that, sir, do you want to enter this thing? Just press enter, it will be entered by itself. So what happens? The time gets reduced from 4 to 5 hours to 1 hour. So the first thing is that people use applications, softwares to their business to make the time short, means to do more things in less time. Now, the second most thing is that where there are 4 people are working to enter the data on a register, one person can do all the 3 jobs, all the 4 persons jobs, on a single application. So these are the two main reasons why people use application software. First, to reduce the time, to do more work in less time, and to have less manpower doing the same work which more than 4 or 5 persons are doing. The same things happens to the web applications also. When I talk about softwares, the first thing is that, let me tell you, there are two kinds of softwares. First is the system software. The second is the application softwares. System softwares are the software, if somebody asks you what is a system software, the basic and the easiest example for the system software is Windows operating system, Windows, Linux, and other operating systems. The software which controls the entire system, they control the entire hardware system, is called the system software, as it denotes that the system software, system and software means the software made only for the system. Windows is the greatest example. Now we'll jump to we are not talking about system software, we are going to talk about the application software. In Windows, there are different applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Winamp, in which we listen songs. We have Word also. We have many different small application software which perform a specific task. Okay, media player, VLC player, in which we watch movies. So in VLC is specifically made for watching videos. Winamp is specifically made for listening songs. I believe my voice is audible to you all, and you all are getting what I'm trying to say. Anybody can just respond me so that I can proceed further. The definition of system software and application software, which I am just telling, everybody is listening to what I'm saying. Anybody can just respond, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So I will proceed. So we will be talking about system software. So further, there are two types of application software. No, we are not talking about system software. We are going to talk about the application software. Sorry. So for this application software, there are further two parts of it. One is firmware, and the other is multimedia softwares. So sorry, there will be three parts. One will be the firmware, second will be the multimedia softwares, and third will be the tailor-based application softwares. So under application software, there will be three categories, means firmware, the second one will be the multimedia software, and the third will be the tailor-based application softwares. In firmware, all the drivers, you might have installed Windows in your system. So after installing Windows, you might have need the drivers, the sound drivers, the graphic driver softwares, the keyboard driver, the Wi-Fi drivers. So these are the software which is made for a particular task. The firmware, for listening sound in your system software, you required a driver, or you can say firmware softwares. So these are also small software which are related to the system software, but are made for that particular specific task. Means you cannot run Wi-Fi drivers in your system and expect your graphic will be very much clear. You cannot expect that. If you want your graphic to be excellent, you need a graphic card or a graphic driver. So these are also small software which are made for specific tasks in your system software. Under application software, the second software comes are multimedia softwares. Multimedia softwares, you can say the video editing softwares, the video playing softwares, the sound song listening or sound editing softwares. These are all comes under multimedia softwares. So these are also comes for a specific task. Means you all have heard about Floating Lips. Floating Lips is a sound mixing application where you can mix sounds and create. You can compose music over there in Floating Lips. but that is made for only for specific sound mixing applications. You cannot edit a video upon floating lips. So are you getting my point? So multimedia software do have a specific task also. So they are also designed for a specific task. Means floating lips will be for mixing musics, and Filmora and Maya, and these kinds of multimedia applications are made for mixing videos. Now the third application is tailor-based application. These tailor-based application, what happens? Just I'll give you an example of it. Everybody today in this world is using Microsoft Word. Okay. Now, if you require some extra feature in Microsoft Word, or if your requirement is to remove few features from MS Word, so do you think Microsoft, the company, Microsoft Corporation, is gonna do it for you, just for you? I don't think it's gonna change or implement any extra feature only for a single person, because it have made a Word a complete package. The feature which are there, you can use it, or if you don't require that particular feature, you just don't use it. It cannot be removed, or extra feature if you want, it cannot be added by the Microsoft team. Okay, so this thing is being eliminated in the third category of application software, which is tailor-based application softwares. Remember, at the first of the talk, I have given you an example of a retailer shop where you go purchase something. The owner of the shop or the person who is standing in the counter gives you a bill. So whether it's a grocery store, whether it's a hardware store, whether it's any kind of store, they do sell things and wanted to give bill to the customer. All these softwares are called tailor-based software. Tailor-based software stands for customized software according to the customers. Means as I am a developer, my customer, my client will be the shopkeepers to whom I have to supply the softwares. And if the shopkeeper or if the shop owner requires and customized feature in particular his software, I have to make it for himself. I have to make it for him, only for him, not for all of them. So these kind of software which can be modified for the single persons and designed only for a single persons according to their specific needs are called tailor-based applications. For record maintenance applications, there are many fields. Means I have designed softwares for retail shops, softwares for diagnostic centers, software for pathology centers, software for MLM companies. Means whatever the client requirement will be, I have to fulfill it in order to survive in the market. Because at the end of the scenario, all things comes upon the money. We have to earn money, so we have to go through the client requirement, what the client is asking. There is only 10% chance that one feature of a particular software will be implemented in different softwares also. Otherwise, 90% chances is there. Every client have different requirement. Even if it very less percentage, but every client have a different requirement. Even if you have two grocery shops, the client will something or the other, he will ask us, the developer, to change something so that his application or his bill will be unique and does not match with anybody else. So tailor-based applications are the applications which have been designed specifically for the client requirement. As the client requires, whatever requirement he asks us to develop, and so we design according to the client, specific clients. Those are called application softwares. Now let me tell you, I'll show you something also. I'll tell you what are online web portals, online web applications, websites. What are websites? Just don't get confused with websites and web portals, because websites are informative. Okay, You cannot call any social media platform a website. You can call it a website, but it's not actually a website. It's a web portal. Because if the database is introduced to any website in order to exchange of a data, any kind of data, whether student data or patient data or candidate data or interview data or doctor's data or any data, that particular applications comes under web portal or web application software or web application softwares. And websites are the thing which have been made for informative purposes for any organization. So I believe the introduction of web application is clear. Okay, Anurag is asking how we call portal app. But portals are limited. Anurag, I didn't get you what you're trying to say. But portals are limited. What do you mean by but portals are limited? How we call portals? Means you mean to say that how we distinguish between websites and portals? Is it that so?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll give you an example. I'll not give you an example. I'll just show you an example. I believe the introduction of the web application is clear from my side. Now we are going to see some demonstrations. Okay. Just a minute. Just be with me. I will open the Chrome and then I will share my screen. Okay. So now what I will do, I will share my screen. So I believe you all can see the Chrome over here. Okay, I believe you can see the website of TechCat, how beautifully is made. It is made. So everything you find it over here is informative. Okay, though it have some entry part also, I will take you to that. This is the site of TechCat. Now you can see it over here. There's a search bar. We can search something from here. If we go to contact us, what we can see? Okay. So if we go to contact us, you can see first name, last name, email address, mobile state, city, subject, and enter your query and submit. So in this website, if we want to contact the concerned person of this company, we need to write our certain details and we have to submit the details. So where this entire data is going, in this website, we have only a small portion where we can feed our data in order to contact the concerned person of this company. So where this data is going, there have to be some place where this data, means the name of the first person, last name, first name, last name, email address, mobile number, state, city, subject, and query, is being saved. Are you getting my point? So this is a website which have a small part where it is being connected with the database, and the entire data which we feed over here, when we click submit, the data goes and saved inside the database. And the admin, the owner of this company, opens his or her portal in order to see what all queries and how many persons are trying to get in touch with them. Are you all getting my point, what I'm trying to say? Okay, so this is a website having a small portion where we can interact with the database and enter our data into database, so that tomorrow, day after tomorrow, the data stays inside the database, and the owner of the company opens the database and find out who all have tried to contact with him. So I believe okay. So I believe now let me show you something more. Let me show you one more website. It's a Smart Live website. It is a MLM company website. Okay. So now if we go to the contact us page, you can find the same thing over here also. Get in touch, your name, your email, your phone number, your business, your SMS, your message, and we hit submit button over here. As we hit submit button over here, the owner of this web application, the owner of the Smart Help Revolution website is gonna tomorrow, day after tomorrow, is gonna see the entire detail, what our detail has been, what are who all are trying to get in touch with him, and he can proceed further according to his need. Now just watch what I'm doing. Here is as we go to the home, you can find it over here as a registration and login. Okay, so as we go to the login page, what do we see? A user login page is being opened. You can see it over here. A user login page is getting open. So in this MLM company, Smart Help Revolution, the thing is that they have to, it's a chain marketing company. I believe you all have heard about the chain marketing companies. You made 2 persons, they will make 4 persons under you, they will make 8 persons under them, they will make 16 persons under them. It's a portal, it's a website plus portal. Okay, Anurag, it's a website plus portal. It's a website plus portal. I'm just showing you a website plus portal. I will also show you the specifically what are web portals, what are web applications which doesn't have any website. They just have a simple link. They just have to click on the link, enter the website, do their work, and just pull themselves out from the web portal. They don't have any concern with the websites. Those are web applications. I'm going to proceed it further. I'm going to show you all further. But the Smart Help Revolution consists of web application also and web portal also. So if a person writes something, suppose if I write something, and if I write I'm just showing you. Basically, web portals are the things, Neeraj, I'm going to answer you. Websites are informative portion of an organization, and web portals are, you can call it web applications also. Web portals are web applications which are connected with the database, and the data of entire persons, patients, or the kind of record which the company wants is being stored inside the data, where from the front-end side. Front-end side, what is front-end side? The web applications. What are web applications? The portals itself. Okay. Now I will, if I write sign in, just to see what happened. Okay. It shows me a invalid username or password. Why does it shows me invalid username or password? Because the password which I have written over here might not match with this user. So what does this web application does? What does this web portal part of Smart Help Revolution does? It checks the if anybody wants to enter the data, enter the software, we all have user ID and password. So this is the authentication part of a software. It takes the entire data, verified from backend. What is backend? The database. What is database? We're going to discuss this in further. So it checks the data from database and returns the function which says that this kind of user does not exist. If I write the correct database and if I just sign in, what we will see, we're gonna again it says invalid username or data 5044940. Okay, just let me try one more password. Okay, so as the password get matched, the backend, the database reflect the system that the database, from the database that the user ID and password has been matched. Now we can enter the software. Now here you can see active user, inactive user, tree genealogy. We have edit profile also. We have new joining also. If you go to edit profile, you're gonna see the details of the persons over here, password, sponsor, contact us, member name, joining name. So these are called fields. What are fields specifically? I will tell you in the part where we're going to discuss about the database tables and views and things like that. But I believe everybody in our life have entered online app forms for admission form or for scholarship form. How those forms are being made. This is the small example where you can just write it down, the details of your everything, and just hit update or submit button. So as I told in starting that we're going to discuss about how the web applications software is being made, and tailor-based applications are 100% made upon the requirement of the client. If the client wants that this particular joining pin is to be in red, then I have to make it red instead of black. So this is the scenario of web application person. If the client wants that he wants more fields, means father name, mother name, blood group, weight, on this form, I have to make it over there. I have to make it over here. I have to do the programming. I have to make it in design in database also. How everything is being made, we're going to discuss in this session, but slowly and slowly. Now we have many other forms also, like new joining form, and if we click on here, the next page is getting open. In the next page is getting open, the new joining form is being open. Now the details are there. We have to fill it and submit it. So this is the web application part. This is the web portal part of a particular company, which is Smart Health Revolution. Now I will tell you one more example, which is our product. You cannot call it Facebook. You cannot call Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter a web. It's a web application. Okay, it's a social media. It comes under media category. All the social media categories are web portals. All the social medias are web applications, some way or the other. So web portals are basically 98% connected with the database, only 2% the entire decoration part and the things to look at attractive comes under it. What is the different, Neeraj, what different between website and portal? Okay, Anurag, this is my questions. What is your question, Anurag? Can you just clarify it? Anurag? What is your question?
How we call it web portal is a Facebook, LinkedIn, etc.
Could you just explain it once more? My voice is, the voice volume is, what is the difference between website and portal? I'm just telling you. Slowly and slowly you're gonna get everything. What is the difference between website and portal? As I told you, Ankit, what is the difference between website and portal?
So my question is how we call Facebook, LinkedIn is web portal. This is web portal is limited, no, sir?
No, it's not that. Web portal is not limited. How can you say web portal is limited? The things, let me just show you one thing. Okay, you can see it over here that I'm typing a URL. Okay, you're going to see it over here that I'm typing a URL. I'm going directly to the admin form. I am going directly to the admin form because this web application doesn't have any website. This application doesn't have any website. It is hence it's a web application software which is 100% connected with the database. No effort has been made to make it beautiful or informative. Just the client wanted to enter the data or to maintain the entire inventory of his company. For that only he requires an online application or an online portal. So you can see it over here. I just wrote a small link and the entire admin form gets open. As I use the same admin login form for many other different clients, so they all look the same, but this is the login form for a different company. So okay, this link doesn't have any website. This link doesn't have any information because the company wants the specific link, only a specific link which can be opened directly, which from where the software, the login page of that particular software will be opened directly. They will log into that particular page and they will execute their operation for the company. If I write just let me just see. Okay, so in here you can see it is over here the tabs are different. Products is there, inbound is there, outbound is there, stock is there, MR is there, old MR is there, and other things is also there. Let me just show you. The fields will be also different. So every client wants a different structure of particular subject. Okay, so if we add products over here, this web application, it's a completely web application portal. It's a completely web application software. It doesn't have any website. It doesn't have any company information, information on any page, because it's completely made only for the users to use it online on Google Chrome or any other browser and execute their operations. So these softwares are called web portals, which are connected directly to the database and to carry out their work online for a particular organization or for a particular company. Because this HSMS LEVY company doesn't have any website. If you write hsmslevy.xyz and hit enter, what we will see, you will see a certain this kind of page which says error, because we have created a specific link to open the login page. So these are called web portals, or you can say a web application, tailor-based web application softwares, online tailor-based website application softwares for a specific clients, where we can enter data for inventory, where we can enter data for patients, where we can enter data for candidates, students. And because in every school, I believe in every college, we use application softwares also in order to maintain the entire admission details of students, promotion details of students, examinations, the marks which student obtain, we have to maintain it. And more or less means 80% in this today internet era, we use online applications which runs directly on a web browser. We don't have to install it in our system. The basic and the most you can say it that beneficial part of web application is that we don't have to install it in our system. It runs on browser. We just have to provide the customer with this particular link. How this link is being generated, that also we're going to discuss in this particular session, but it's in a few days after we're going to discuss everything about it. So I believe I have cleared you all doubts, Ankit, Anurag, Neeraj, that difference between website and portals, websites and web applications. Can I have a response from your side? Or if you all have any other doubt, just go ahead and ask me, because I'm going to proceed it further I'm going to show you the starting part of how this web application is being made. I'm going to introduce you to the IDE, the framework where it has been made. Okay, so now I will be discussing about the framework. What is a framework IDE? So we all very well know that every food items, every delicious food items is being prepared in kitchen. We all are familiar with it. Our mother, your mothers, everybody mothers prepare the dinner, prepare the lunch directly, not on dining table, but there's a specific room to cook and to create dishes or food items, which is kitchen. So kitchen is the place where food is being made, and how the items, the food item which we eat is being made requires ingredients. Means something, you can say that if we require a potato dish, so for that we require potatoes, spices, onions, and some water. Also we require some a certain object to cook it. Also we required oil also. So after these entire things, many things, after collecting many things, we prepare, our mother prepares a delicious potato food or dish to have in our lunch or dinner or in our breakfast. So I just gave you an example. I don't think everybody got what I'm trying to say, whatever. So in the same way, we require a place in the computer from where we create the entire software according to the client need. Suppose what you are seeing in the screen is that the user ID text box, this is called a text box, and a password text box, and you can see it over here as there's also a button. So if the client wants, I need one more text box for entering the email also, means those authentication can be increased by password and email also with the user ID. I have to make it. Where this all things has been made, it's called the IDE or the framework. All the entire application is been made inside a framework, a place where is been made, it has been made. It's called the framework or IDE. So we're gonna see the IDE, the framework which I'm going to use. It's Visual Studios 2012. So this is the place. I'm going to tell you everything about it in detail also. No, sorry, I will go for the new website. And as we go over here, there are certain process which for which it will ask, because in this framework Visual Studios 2012, online application has been made, offline application has also been made. So we are not going to discuss about offline applications, because offline applications or the application are made only for a single system. We're gonna learn about how the web application is being made. When we click here to the tools, you can see it over here. Just a minute. I'm going to add certain things over here. Okay, so I believe you all can see the I'm going to explain you everything in further sessions, but just let me. So up here you can see a control over here. It's called button over here. I believe you all can see the button over here, this thing. So this is the button which is being used where? Here. This is the button. We drag it from there, use it on our page, rename it, and did some programming behind it, and it's going to work. What are the programming, how it's going to be changed, how the color is being changed, how it's going to work? Looks like the older version of VSS. Well, Rishabh, what is the difference between older version and the new version? I use 2012 because I'm comfortable in it. I do use 2008 also. You can use 2015 also. You can use 2019 also. Depends upon your system, because my system doesn't allow me to install 2015 because I'm using i3 processor and Windows 7 operating system. So more or less 95%, 99% all the versions are the same. So only the few features have been added. From 2015, a new feature has been added in Visual Studio 2012, which is Xamarin, in which we can make Android applications also. I don't need Xamarin to make Android applications. That's why I use 2012. Because at the end, what we have to do, we have to upload the entire pages to the server. And the server supports framework to 3.0 also, 3.5 also, 4.0 also, 4.5 also. I'm going to tell you what does it mean, the framework versions also. In the server, when we upload some page, when we host some page, it doesn't ask for on which version you have made your software, on which version you have made your web applications, whether it's 2008, whether it's 2012 or 13 or 14 or 15. It does ask you that which framework version you have been working on. So in server, when we upload some pages of a web application, we don't require the version of the IDE, means Visual Studio 2012, 13, 14, 15. We don't require that. The framework version is very much important. If the framework in which version in which we are making matches with the server framework, our application is going to run on server. Because in here we have Visual Studios in my local system to develop an application, but it doesn't require in server we have to install the entire Visual Studios 2012 or 15. We just have to install the framework version. How you're gonna see the framework version? You're gonna see it over from here. Let me just show you in web config. You can see it over here that the target framework is 4.5. So if we have the target framework 4.5 or more in our server, web server, where we upload our pages, where we host our pages, our application is going to run from the server. In the server, we don't require the entire Visual Studios package to be installed in web server, because the web server have a very limited space. Okay. So I believe your confusion has been solved. Neeraj Kumar, Neeraj, what you are not getting, you are not able to get it. I just moved a little bit away from the topic, as asked by Rishabh, that which I'm using a very old version. I'm using 2012 because whether you use 2012 or you use 2000. As somebody asked, Ship Shantosh asked, IDE means integrated development environment where we can create our app and program. Exactly what I said. IDE Visual Studio 2012 is an IDE. Visual Studio 2013 is an IDE, but have different version of it. When we create any software on any version of it, we doesn't require at the end when we put our pages in the server, it doesn't ask us to that on which version we have created the application. It does ask for the framework version, because in our web server we have versions. We have to install the framework version, not the entire Visual Studio. Okay, Neeraj, I believe I just moved a little bit apart from the topic which I have been discussing. I went to the IDE and the IDE versions also, as to be clear, as to be made clear for the Rishabh. So shall I move further? I just showed you the entire scenario, how this thing has been made. The button which we can use it over here, we can see it over here. This is the button which we use in our web application. The text box in which we write our user ID and password, you can find it over here. So basically the entire tools to make the application, to make an online application which will run on a web browser, you can find it from the toolbar. Just drag and drop, or how to design it, I'm going to discuss it in our future sessions. So just to show you how these tools have been over here. We don't have to write codes. We don't have to write the client-side codes. What are client-side codes? I'm going to tell you. We don't have to write long and long HTML codes. We don't have to write long and long codes to design any form, an admission form or a login form or a registration form. We don't have to write many code. There are tools present. We just have to drag and drop. The coding part will be taken care by the Visual Studio itself. Means if we drag some button, the HTML part will be created automatically by the Visual Studios. There is a process where if you want, you can just write it over there also, but why use a lengthy part where if you have a shortcut method to use any process? Only drag and drop. No, Neeraj, you cannot just drag and drop and create. If you just drag and drop, remember, it's gonna work on a web page. It's gonna work on web page. There is a process to design the entire page. So as you can see it over here, the login page, the admin is written on top in the middle of the page. Enter the admin user ID and password. This thing is being written with a specific color, with a specific font, with a specific font size in the center of this screen. You can see the text box over here which is written admin in it. You can see the password text box over here. All these things are in center of the screen. The button which says sign in is being written on the left side of the screen. So all these things comes under designing, and the designing is very easy. We always use table. What is table? How it is been used? How it is been decorated? I'm going to tell you in further future sessions. But everything, if you just drag and drop and run the application, what will happen? It will show you a very the screen will appear how can I say, uniformly, in a uniform manner. But if we use a process which is table, designing controls under tables, you can specify which thing is to be fit, which thing is to be put, and everything will be alignment in a same alignment. Looks pretty when you design every tool under table. How it is being made, how it is being done, we're going to discuss it in future sessions. So now I'm going to discuss something about MS SQL. Okay, what is MS SQL? MS stands for Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. So, but it's a database. There are many different databases also, like MS Access also, Oracle also, MySQL also, MongoDB, and NoSQL, and there are SQLite. There are many other database also. What is the purpose of using a database? To hold the records of persons. To hold the records of persons for a longer period of time, we require a database. We cannot just give a database to a person and say that, sir, आप please entry कर दीजिए अपना database में direct. Okay, that's completely against the security and completely against the, you can say, the policy of that particular company. The database is a very secure and very confidential part of an organization. Okay, so database is a very confidential part of a organization. We design a database, we design a part where student data can be stored, we design a part where student progress data, means the report card on which subject, which marks, on which term is being are getting, that can be. So we design separate parts in database where a specific data is being stored. That is called a database for a longer period of time in future if you requires, because you see, if once you get admission in your college or in your school, your data will be there for the lifetime. If after leaving the schools also, if you go and ask for certificate, sir, I need my matriculation certificate, I need my graduation certificate, a duplicate certificate, how they're going to give you? They're going to check your record in their system, in their database, in their software, that this particular student is authentic or not. And after they find it, everything will be okay. They're going to provide you the thing which you require. How these things happen? Because your data is being stored in that particular organization database. As I told, there are many databases. MS SQL, it belongs to Microsoft. I basically use MS SQL because Visual Studio is also a Microsoft product, Microsoft Corporation product, and MS SQL is also Microsoft SQL Server is also a Microsoft product. So I basically use Microsoft SQL Server, both products of Microsoft, because I design application for Windows based. So I use Microsoft from a very long time. So, and these are the things, because Visual Studios can be connected with Oracle also, MySQL also, Access also, but for online purposes, MySQL is used. We cannot use Oracle because Oracle is highly expensive, and I don't think any client have the courage, or you can say the power to take the license of Oracle, because it's completely very much expensive for the small clients for which I designed the application. But MS SQL is free. That's why we use MS SQL. How does it look? How does it work? We're going to discuss it in our future sessions. I just told you about some controls, web controls also, buttons, text box, and things like that. We're going to discuss this part in a very detailed manner in other samples of web portals. I just showed you some samples of website also, web portals also. Websites are informative information for the company, which has been decorated very beautifully in order to attract the client, in order to attract the customer. Because in today's world, you see, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. WordPad. No, Rishabh, we are not going to use any WordPad. We are going to use CSS. How we are going to use CSS, I'm going to tell you. You just don't have some patience. I'm going to tell you about CSS also. I'm going to tell you about JavaScript also. Okay, how to design a page. I'm going to tell you about that. We want to discuss everything in this 20-day sessions. Okay, we will use Visual Studios 2000. I'm going to use Visual Studios 2012. I'm going to show you the link from Microsoft, from where I'm going to message you all the link from where you can download Visual Studio 2015, 13, 19, according to your computer, according to your system requirement. And we're going to work it over there. Whatever work I will do on 2012, that same work can be done in 13 also, 15 also, in the same manner. The look is also same, only the version has been changed. Okay, so if a person writes a letter in MS Word 2007, that person is going to use Microsoft Word 2013 or 15 in the same manner. Nothing is being changed. Few more feature might be added, but the things which I will tell you or teach you, that thing is only required if you are using 2012 or 2019 version of it. Everything will be the same. Now we will go to the download links. How are you going to get the download links? What you have to do, you just have to go to Google. You have to write download Visual Studio 2017 or 19 according to your system requirement. Remember, download everything from Microsoft official page, official website. You're going to get it everything in free. Okay, so here we have Visual Studio 2019, and here it says that you can download it for free. If you are using Windows 64-bit, you can download it. I believe everybody is using Windows 10 right now nowadays, and that too the 64-bit operating system. So you can download it from here. I will just message you the link. Okay, how can I message you? Okay, I'll do one thing. Okay, here to everyone. And the second thing is that we're going to, as the session goes on, I'm going to show you many other websites, also many other web portals, also examples of it. Server 2019 download Express Edition. Okay, so from Microsoft official website, we're going to download SQL Server. Also remember to download SQL Server 2019 Express Edition. Okay, remember Express Edition we have to download. I'm going to send you all the link of here. From here you can download the Express Edition of 2019. Just remember one thing, that your system must support the requirement of this higher versions of MS SQL Server and Visual Studio 2019. Remember, I'm going to share the links also through your mails also, so that you can directly download everything. So first of all, you just download the application and install it in your system, and then what we're going to do, we're going to tomorrow we are going to discuss more about 2012 and 2019. They are not very much different between it, only the version is that. The entire work what we do on 2008 or 2012, the same work we're going to do on 2019. What are client-side codes? What are server-side codes? What are HTML tags? Introduction to JavaScript validations. What are validation? What is JavaScript? Remember, Java is different, Java programming is different, and JavaScript is different. If we call it Java, I design applications on Java. That means that particular person use Java as programming language. But if somebody says I use JavaScript to design web applications, that specifically means that this person is making applications on web portals or on web part of the category. So JavaScript is specifically for web applications, for validations, and there are much more higher works which can be carried out from JavaScript, but we're going to discuss this in our future sessions. Working samples of controls means the button which I just showed you, the text box which I just showed you, how those things works. We're going to discuss this in our tomorrow session. So whatever today I have just went through, does anybody has any other query from the portion, from the session portion, or from the outside also? You can just go ahead and ask for me. I will wait for 5 minutes because it's been time, it's 8 o'clock, and I have to close the session also. So I will wait for 5 minutes for your response. Guys, anybody has any other queries from to ask from me, just go ahead and ask about the today's session. Rishabh?
No, sir, no query.
Okay, I believe there's no query. Everybody understood everything. So I will do one thing. I will be closing this session and I will be seeing you tomorrow. The time for tomorrow will be not from 7, I believe, from 8 or 8:30. Just let me confirm from Pritam sir. And we will be notifying you as what time. It will be in evening, it's only, and we will be discussing something more interesting part of the things which we have discussed today. So everything is good. So I will be closing this session. Thank you very much. Okay.